will rather depend on your questions. However, I do want to say something before we open up this meeting to questions. When I started with my teacher, Kim Gosanim mentioned I studied mathematics. So one day my teacher said to me, Jacob, my name Jacob, Jacob, you are a mathematician, and mathematicians like formulas. I have a very special formula. So I asked, what kind of formula? So he says, well, I have a formula for enlightenment. So after dinner they gather together, and the parents tell their son, we made a decision. And this decision cannot be changed. We decided that you have to leave home. Now there are two ways you can leave home. One option is you must go to this temple, their friend's temple, and you must become a student there. You don't have to become a monk. You can go there as a layman, but you have to be a student there and you have to stay there minimum 10 years. Or another choice is you go live in the street. You don't have home here, no money, no support. It's more interesting. Yeah, go to temple, that's 10 years, that's crazy, crazy talk. He's not stupid, yeah, so he thinks the street is also quite dangerous. And he understands enough, he doesn't have to manage to live in the street without support. So if he goes to live in the street, probably he will get hurt. He will die pretty quickly. So he understands that the only reasonable option, although it's not so reasonable, is to go to the temple. So he tells his parents, okay, then I will go to the temple. So next day he packs some things and he takes off for the temple. When he arrives at the temple, he meets the monk responsible for guests and tells him that he wants to speak with the abbot, the Zen master. So the monk tells him, well, the abbot is quite busy, so if you like to meet him, you have to wait. He has a room, you can wait in this room, there's a toilet over there, and you have some food and some drink, and just wait until he has the time to see you. So this young man waits. Well, he waits and waits, but nobody shows up. Night comes, so he sleeps. Next day he's still waiting. Somebody brings him fresh food and drink. So he's always asking, well, when will the abbot see me? Well, when he has time. But again, he's not so stupid, and he has read a little bit about Zen, so he understands he's probably being tested. So of course he can always leave and just go live in the street. But he already decided that's not an option. So he decides strongly, no matter how long it takes, I don't move from this room. I just wait. So 1 day, 2 day, 3 day. Finally, after 1 week, a monk, the monk in charge of the guests comes again and says, the abbot will see you now. So he goes to meet the abbot. When he meets the abbot asks him, oh, why did you come here? What can I do for you? Then he said, well, I want to become a student here. I want to practice here with you. So the abbot says, well, you know, I heard about you from your family. I don't think this place is suitable for you. This is a place of discipline. It's not an easy place to be in. There's no way you can make it. So again, either he's going to stay here or go live in the street. That's not an option to him. So he insists, of course I can work hard. I can do it. I know I can do it. So finally the abbot asks him, are you willing to even stake your life on this, that you can stay here? And this young man in desperation says, yes, I'm even willing to stake my life. So the abbot asks him, is there anything you can do well? So he thinks, well, there are many things he knows about, but there's really nothing he can do really well. But I'll head off with my sword. Now, this particular Zen master came from a samurai family and knew how to use a sword. Yeah? And also, this young man was looking at him, his face very stern, and he just knew this person means what he says. If he says do it, he will do it. So again, a lot of thinking appears. You know, this crazy place and crazy Zen master. But if I go on the street, I will die, and probably more painfully than having my head cut off by this monk. So he tells him, okay, I will play this game. So the Zen master talks to the guest master, and soon some monks bring a chess table with chess set and 2 chairs, plus another monk comes in. Then the Zen master asks this monk, do you trust me? The monk said, yes, sir, I do. Then he said, you will play chess with this young man. Whoever loses will lose his life. So this monk said, okay, no problem, I will play. So the Zen master says, just know, in case you lose your life, I will make sure you have a good rebirth. So the monk said, yes, sir, thank you very much, no problem. So they set up the game, they begin to play. So in the beginning, this young man's mind is really confused, a lot of thinking. Should I just leave? Should I stay? It's really insane doing this. So because of so much thinking, his game is not so good. He doesn't make... So finally, nothing else exists for him, just this chessboard and chess pieces. So he starts to play very well. And slowly, slowly, he goes down until it becomes clear if it continues this way, he will win this game. So in that moment, he completely relaxes. And for the first time, he starts to look at his opponent. So he looks at this monk, he sees a very good face, very kind, and clearly this is a person of discipline and very compassionate person. So he starts to think, this is a very good man. If I win, he will die. Started to think. In the sutras, there's no answer to this kind of question. Yeah? He knew Diamond Sutra perfectly, word by word. But there's no answer to this question. In other sutras also, there's no answer to this question, so he was stuck. Yeah? So if you make past mind, present mind, future mind, try to concentrate, already you are making problem. Okay? Don't concentrate, just do it.
Okay, thank you. I will try.
Okay. So anyway, since I told the story, maybe good answer can appear here. If you had been in this Sutra Master's place, how would you have answered this old woman?
Give me a cake.
Then she cannot serve you. Yeah, still not possible. Yeah, don't know. So this don't know is very wonderful. If you continue returning to this don't know, then in future good answer will appear. Yeah. Okay, more questions? Good.
How do you think about compassion is arising by proportion to some patience or practice, or how do you amount of arising of compassion is proportional to the patience or practicing on some other factors?
That's our human heritage. We call it, we say human being, but what is human being? If you attain your true self is already compassionate self, love self. But as you know, if you look at this world has many problems. These problems arise out of three things. We call them I, my, me. So these things very often cover up this natural compassion which is within us. So this compassion cannot function. So it's not that the compassion is not there, but it's not able to function correctly. If you take away these three things, I, my, me, then this compassion can function correctly. So how to do that, that's the purpose of our practice. More questions?
Hello. I'm from America, and I read the news every day, and it's always bad news, and there are a lot of people there who are very greedy and who are not making very good decisions, and there's a lot of bad decisions being made there. And, I still meet a lot of people who I perceive have the wrong idea about life and who are not enlightened. And my question is, how do I deal with being frustrated by meeting people and talking to people that just really are selfish and greedy and have really the wrong idea?
Yeah, I mentioned if we hold on to I, my, me, then we call it selfish and greedy. This appears. This also means a lot of suffering appears. So when you meet selfish and greedy people, you are meeting suffering people. So don't check them. Your challenge is to let your natural compassion to function, even when you meet these people. So only help them. If you don't understand how to help them, then you yourself have to become more clear. If your mind is clear, then you and your people can connect. Then you can help them. You know, my mother, I come from a Jewish family, and my parents survived the Second World War in Europe. My father's family, he had 11 brothers. It was a big family. They were all murdered by the Nazis. And the same happened with my mother's family. Out of entire big family, only my father, my mother, and my father's sister were the only people who survived. One time my mother came to Providence Zen Center, and she gave a talk about her experiences during the war. And the experiences were really horrific. Among other things, she escaped from a train going to concentration camp. She witnessed a lot of brutality, many bad things. What was interesting at the end of the talk, she said she's not sure who to feel sorry for, the victims during that war, or the perpetrators of the crimes, of the brutality. So, these bad people also deserve our compassion. So I think best way is don't check them. If you check them, then you judge them. If you judge them, you can never connect with them. If you don't connect with them, you can never help them. Okay? That's my advice. More questions? No. But it's good, you are trying.
What do you think of Korea?
Well, I live here. So, okay. No, in Korea, sky is blue. Every other place I went to, sky is also blue. More questions?
It's a good answer.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You told me in my office you were learning Korean language at the university.
Yes.
You love to live in Korea. So you can background.
You know, I have this high Dharma ranking as a Zen master, but as a monk, I'm a baby monk. I'm very new, just 3 years monk. So as a fairly new monk, I need more exposure to other monks and to live together with monks. I'm just discovering, trying to learn what it is to be a monk. This I cannot do in Europe or America because we just don't have enough monks there. So Korea is a very good place for this. I can stay in a temple with other monks and I can slowly learn what it is to be a monk. But if I live in Korea, and I don't learn the language, it's very uncomfortable. So I want to be able to speak with Korean people. So that's why. And I think it looks like I will stay in Korea for quite a long time. I'm not so young anymore, so maybe until I die. People tell me it takes 10 years to really learn what it is to be a monk. So at my age, when I think about at least 7 more years I should stay in a monk's community, then 7 more years, then I'm almost dead. So I can say that probably the rest of my life I want to spend in Korea, so I should learn the language. Also, what I told you, my experience in Korea is it's a very nice country. I like Korean people, I like Korean food, and I like Korean culture. And Korean history is also fascinating to me. So I'm enjoying very much living here. Any questions?
I'm sorry. I'm completely new to this. I just something in the story. The future mind is nowhere. Oh, I don't know.
Future mind doesn't abide anywhere. If you think about future, okay, future doesn't exist. It's just like a dream. You think about past, same way, already finished, doesn't exist. You think about present, as soon as you say present, also it's gone, doesn't exist. That's the point.
Oh, I see. You're a mathematician.
Yeah.
Okay. So the idea is, wait, and I can't remember my math so well, but I guess the exact point is like that. You try to find the exact point on the line. You cut it. Okay, you want to find the half point, you have to cut half. But you never get it. Is that right?
Well, in mathematics, you get that. It's called the limit.
Oh, I thought, no. Yeah, but I thought, like, okay, so we got plus 1 minus 1, you get 0. I understand it's 0. Oh, but it is a point?
Yeah, if you look at our universe, there are 2 important things: space and time. Then, where they intersect, we call that moment. Moment, yeah. So this moment is very important. In this moment, there's no past, present, or future. It's just a moment.
Oh, there's no press.
Hmm?
There's no, I get hung up on the idea that there's no press. I understand there's no future, there's no past. But I guess some smart ass might say, like, come on, there's got to be some press. And I think that, like, I'm hungry. I can't go forever without eating, maybe 40 days. After that, that's the end. Understand?
Yeah.
How do you resolve that?
You eat.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah, so as I said, I asked him before, what are you doing just now? Just now means this moment is very important. Yeah? If you start to think about present, then you lose this moment. If you lose this moment, what else do we have in this life? We say we come to this world empty-handed and we leave empty-handed. So Also, you come to this world. Did you come by choice? Did you decide, okay, I will be born, and then you are born? No. And do you die by choice? Yeah, also, no choice. But people are very funny. They come into this world without any choice. They live without any choice, but in between they think they have a choice. But actually there is a choice. But not what usually people think of choice as choice when they are making decisions in their life. The only choice we have is just this moment to wake up or not. That's all. That's the choice. We talk about Buddhism, we talk about Buddha. What does Buddha mean? This word Buddha means awaken. In fact, in Polish language, as was mentioned, I was born in Poland. So in Polish language, to wake up is budzić się, directly from the Sanskrit word Buddha. So Buddha means awaken, somebody who's awakened. So what kind of waking up? Wake up from a dream. What kind of dream do we have? Past, present, future. This is our dream. So this is the only choice we have in this life. So if you can wake up, if you don't wake up, then whole life can be spent in this dream. Then I call it zombie. You know what zombie is? Dead person, but walking, moving around, doing things. So we can spend our whole life like that. Living in past, future, present, but never in the moment. Never really fully awake, never fully experiencing what's there. But if we really make some discipline in our life, we practice, then it's possible to wake up. Wake up to this moment means to become truly alive.
I'm very sorry. I'm a psychic. I think what I get hung up on is to me present and moment are the same thing in my mind. That's what I understand. Present and moment are, when you say, to me the word means the same. Present and moment.
No, then for you, no problem. Then for you, it's the same. That's okay. It's okay. Don't worry about understanding also. It's okay if you don't understand. Anyway, my purpose in trying to teach is not to teach understanding. Actually, my purpose is to teach don't know. More questions?
I don't know whether this is a right thing to ask, but what I hear about the Jewish people is that it's the people who believe in the Jewish belief that it doesn't matter what the race of people. Assuming that that is correct, since we became a Buddhist monk, I was wondering, your friend and so you have no problem about the prejudice, about the fact that you became a Buddhist monk?
I have no problem.
Where?
Maybe some people have a problem.
What's the problem?
When I started practicing Zen, my parents were not so happy. Not because of Jewish. My father was a communist. He didn't really like any religion. And my mother was not religious at all also. although she was not communist. So religion was not important in my home. He was just worried I'm joining some kind of sect. I'll go maybe live in some strange place. I will not get good education. I will not have a good life in the future. I will follow some crazy person and maybe together we make suicide. These things have happened. Yeah? So my parents worried about this kind of thing, not about Jewish or not Jewish. So in the beginning, they didn't like Zen Center, they didn't like my teacher, they didn't like what I was doing. But that was okay. One thing I did very well, I never tried to argue with them. I never tried to convince them. Whenever I came home, I did things for them. I helped at home. I went shopping for them, fixed the roof, did many things around the house. And my father used to make jokes about Buddhism. The word Buddha in Polish language not only means to wake up, there's another meaning, and that's doghouse. So he was saying, yeah, Buddha, in the garden we have because we had a dog, In the garden we have one. So these are kind of little bit nasty jokes, but I just laughed with him. That's okay, no problem. So what happened? A little bit of time passed. Then one day my mother said, I want to understand more what you're doing. Please come get me. They didn't drive a car. So please come get me and take me to Zen Center. So she came to Zen Center. She really liked it. The people were very nice. Everybody was nice to her. And she came for a talk, Dharma talk. I don't remember who gave Dharma talk, and then Zen Master Sun answered some questions. She actually enjoyed it. So she came again and again, and after some time passed, she decided to take 5 precepts. So she became Buddhist herself. This is a formal way to become Buddhist, to take 5 precepts. Then my father never did that, but after some time, one day he told me, I have a problem. I haven't been sleeping for 2 months. He had insomnia. So he said, you know about the mind, you do meditation. Is there anything that can help me? So I said, sure, let's try something. So I taught him, this is not Zen practice, but kind of a special relaxation technique. Actually, self-hypnosis. So I taught him this technique. After 2 days, for first time in 2 months, he slept. So it worked very well for him. And then after that, he no longer had this problem. So he was very happy. From then on, he really liked my teacher. He liked Zen Center. And he was very happy I was practicing.
Could you repeat what you did to your father?
Yeah, I taught him some self-hypnosis to help him sleep.
He must be very good, huh?
Any more questions? Yeah.
This is a small, but I keep trying sometimes. As you know, and I seem to go back to the same point. I realize I go, but I'm at the place where I go.
So that evening, his number 1 student who was not there at that time returned from some business in town. Then Namchen Zen master called him to his room and told him what had happened. Then at the end he asked him, if you had been there, what would you have done? This student, his name was Giorgio, so later he himself became a very famous teacher. Giorgio simply took off his shoe, put on his head, and walked out. So that time Namchen said, if only you had been there, I would not have had to kill the cat. So I told, this is the story I told. Then I gave a little bit of explanation. That time, Zen master, Zen master was testing his students' mind. If somebody, even one person, truly loves this cat, then Namchen Zen master will not kill the cat. But his students only desire the cat, then he will kill the cat. This was the test. So that time, unfortunately, not even one student really had love for this cat. So the cat died. So my answer about love was, if we want to understand what is love, we have to understand this point. So I asked everybody, if you had been there, what would you have done? At that moment, when Zen Master Namchen asked, give me one word, I will kill this cat. So this is my present to you also.